Okay, I'm starting this tutorial out with talking about workflow here, right? We are going to be creating the temple of Hephaestus, or Hephaestus, Hephaestus, who's the god of fire, Vulcan in Roman mythology, but that's the point. So I kind of have the first few of these plotted out for you already, right? So I have the idea, right, which is what we're doing. We're doing this temple, and we are doing it in a modern way, not in a ruins type of way. Runes would be a little more advanced. So we are doing it as if it was brand new. And I already have references for you as well, where I have a couple of pages pulled up, where we have a Wikipedia page here, where you can kind of look at it, right, in a couple of different directions. And of course, there is also like all kinds of Google searches that you can kind of look at it. And what this is going to help you with is kind of to go with right here where we're getting a plan, right? Where we're trying to figure out like how many shapes we're going to need and what we're going to use. Right, so if we look at this, we can count the front. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pillars in front. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It looks like 13 pillars on the side, right? And of course, the 13 we have is counting the 5, so it's actually 11 additionals if we take out the front and the back, these pillars that go all the way around. We also have kind of a box on the inside, and we have a door on the side here as well that kind of goes in, right? So this is how we're modeling. We're also, if we look down here, there's kind of a staircase that goes up, that goes all the way around the base. And then we have the top, right, with the little triangle roof. And as we start looking at this, we can actually start to see the individual shapes that we can use. See, we have a little staircase here, right? That's going up here, so we can start seeing the shapes. Okay, so like obviously we can see like kind of a triangle on top that we're going to take. We have many cubes that we're going to use for bottoms for the inside, right? We have the pillars themselves here that we can use gears for, right? Would be a good start because we have to have this. Now, I'm not looking for a lot of specifics, like it doesn't have to be exactly the same number, but that's fine. Also, something to point out is that, as you can see, these are in sections. Some of them look a little more straight, right? We're just looking for straight ones, which is fine. Okay, all right. Also in here, I have a reference here to what these things are called, right? So we are definitely making these triglyphs up here on top that we're wanting, right? And we're wanting to try and make this as detailed as possible, which includes, we have some indentions going here on the top. We have these things that we can use cubes for. And, we're going to try and get this as close as possible with detail. Okay. Now, there are other things that we can look at. Like if we look at the top, there's these little rungs here. There are a lot of these things. We don't have to really worry too much about that, right? But definitely I want these guys in there as well. Okay. So here's kind of the plan. And as we're looking at this, hopefully you start seeing the primitive shapes here that we are going to be using with these polygons to create these, right? So great. Here's a doorway in front. I think you only really have to have one doorway, but you have a doorway, just one in front and on the side if you want. But I'm looking for at least one doorway that goes in, okay, as part of the plan. So as I get through this and I start showing this, I'm not going to create this whole temple for you. That'd be pretty boring for you to watch, but I will show you how to, an idea to do the elements, right? There are lots of ways you could do this. And if you do it in a different way than I show you, that's fine, right? I'm just going to show you one possible way of doing this. Okay, so this is going to be our plan of action. So be sure you go through this yourself. I just kind of touched upon it. Some of you may want to take a piece of paper and write down the plan that you're doing and write down the primitives that you're using.